Morning, Shire, friends, family, followers. My name is Jared McKnight, and I'm a 2011 graduate from Penn State and Shire Honors College. Today I'm going to take you on a day in my life as a senior associate and designer for an architecture, landscape architecture, planning and urban design firm located in Philadelphia and San Francisco. So excited for you to join along just on my morning walk into the office in Philadelphia through Rittenhouse Square. So excited to share a little bit about my day with you. Now, in my last video, in my introduction, I almost said I'm a recent grad. And it's hard to believe that this spring will have been 15 years since I graduated from Penn State. My major was architecture and international studies with minors in architectural history and French and Francophone studies. And I so enjoyed my time in the Shire Honors College. I think a lot of what I learned there through the student organizations I was involved with, my faculty, and just generally through the Penn State community are things that I carry with me today in my profession and my career. Now, after I graduated from Penn State, I moved to Philadelphia to pursue my Master of Architecture at the University of Pennsylvania. I graduated with my MArch in 2012 and applied to firms all over the country, design firms. I wasn't really sure what I was looking for in terms of my first job, but I was really fortunate to find an opportunity to stay here in Philadelphia and work with WRT, where I continue to work today. Wallace Robertson Todd was founded in Philadelphia back in 1963. And really presented me with an amazing opportunity to pursue architecture early on in my career. I worked out of WRT's Philadelphia office. We had an old office. I'm currently on the roof deck of our new office in our new building right by City Hall. And I worked in Philadelphia for about 7 years. And in 2019, I actually decided to go back to school again. I moved out to Los Angeles and got my Master of Landscape Architecture and Urbanism degree at the University of Southern California. I graduated from USC in 2021, and at the time was really excited to actually get to come back to work at WRT, but this time remote from Los Angeles. So I currently live and work in Los Angeles, so today is probably an atypical day for my usual work day since I'm here in Philadelphia, but excited to show you what my office is like and excited for you to kind of continue along with the ride. This is a little office tour. This is our WRT Philadelphia office. The very front of the office, we have our cafe area, lots of collaborative areas for people to sit with their computers and work together. As you first come into our office space, something that we have that's really important throughout our office space is pin-up areas. Pin-up areas are kind of tackable walls where we can post graphics, in progress work, share what we're doing, and come together to talk about the design elements. These are a few of our current projects, one of which is a master plan for Liberty State Park in Jersey City, New Jersey, on the upper Hudson Bay. Looks out at Ellis Island and the Statue of Liberty. We're doing a master plan looking at a resilient future for this incredible waterfront space with the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection. Another one of our current projects is called CHEERS. CHEERS stands for the Cleveland Harbor Eastern Embayment Resilience Strategy. For short, we call it CHEERS, and CHEERS is really looking at using 20 years of dredge capacity from the Cuyahoga River to build out a new park space, 110 acres of park on the eastern lakeshore of Cleveland. This is a park poor community and a park that'll get built out over a 20-year process. Has been a really robust community engagement session where we've asked people to help us understand their relationship with Lake Erie in terms of creating a new active educational waterfront space, a lot of ecological opportunities, and really understanding the resiliency of this waterfront for future generations in Cleveland. In addition to our pinup spaces, we have a lot of collaborative areas. We have a charrette space where we meet together to talk about project designs. We have an incredible model making space, complete with a 3D printer, where a building is, looks like it just finished up getting printed for a site model. And then toward the end of our office is all of our workstations. Again, a lot more pinup space. We have about 90 people in our Philadelphia office and about 25 in our San Francisco office, and a few folks like myself who work full-time remote. I'm going to be a little quiet down at this end so I don't disrupt people working, but our new office space has a lot of incredible daylight, a lot of great opportunities for us to meet together, to be thinking about design and working with our partners, our clients, and our communities that we work with all across the country and internationally. Well, the day is almost over. Heading back to the office to wrap up one or two emails before the end of the day, but it was such an incredible site visit. It's not often that we get to go out with client groups and community organizations to really understand the sites from their perspectives in that way, but was excited to get to take you all along for a little bit of that ride and journey. I always remember this one quote that Schreier students, or Schreier shaped students who shape the world. And that always stuck with me when I was a prospective student, when I was a Schreier Honors College student at Penn State, and even now as an alumni. And I think that's so true to my kind of day-to-day job and what I do in landscape architecture and urban design. I think shaping the world is something that allows us to work with communities to bring their visions to reality. And it's something that I just incredibly love about my job. Right. Well, thank you all so much for joining along in this day in the life of a Schreier alum, and thanks to the Honors College staff who encouraged me to do this and invited me to share a little bit of my day. I wish I could have shared so much more. You know, I did have to sneak some work in there, but it was a busy day. I'm back to Los Angeles tomorrow, and maybe I'll just sign off by saying, originally I didn't know if I was going to go to Penn State. I'm a third generation Penn Stater. You know, I grew up in Pittsburgh and lived all over growing up, but when I originally toured Penn State, there was just that memory of home for me. And I think that's kind of what I feel like every time I go back. I've gotten to stay involved with some amazing alumni organizations like the Scholar Alumni Society Board. I really encourage all current students and alumni to really consider how they can get more involved with the university through ways like the Scholar Alumni Society Board. They do some really fantastic work for our current students and our alumni, and I'm so appreciative for the time I've gotten to volunteer with them, and hope you all check it out too.